Okay, so we're continuing with our enzyme activity. This activity is going to be in two parts, so you'll see two separate videos. It's just going to be easier for me to set up in between the two. The first part of this toothpick biochemistry, what we're looking at is the rate of product formation. So if you look down here for procedure of the first part that you guys see there, a couple things that you guys should realize. So what we're looking at is in a bowl, and I already have this kind of set up, I have 100 toothpicks. And what these toothpicks are representing is the substrate. So the substrate is what the enzyme acts upon. So let's say each toothpick represents maltose. It's a disaccharide made up of glucose and glucose. And this particular substrate of maltose, we want to break it down into smaller substances of glucose and glucose. So what's going to happen is an enzyme maltase is going to help to speed up that particular process. So whoever is doing this activity, in this case me, I am going to be the enzyme acting upon my substrate. I am the enzyme, let's say maltase, that is going to break down maltose into two smaller molecules of glucose and glucose. In order to do this, we're going to snap the toothpicks in half. And that's what the activity is basically having you do. So think about enzymes. Enzymes can only act upon one substrate at a time. It's not like I can go in there, grab a whole handful of them, and just kind of crush them in half. One enzyme to one substrate. So I'm going to pick up one at a time without looking. I'm going to snap it in half. Enzymes working on substrates. I have a substrate enzyme complex here. I'm going to leave them in the bowl. I cannot re-break the ones that are already broken. Okay, I have to find a new substrate each and every time. I can't act upon something that's already been acted upon. So you guys are going to see my timer go. And what you're looking at is I'm doing 20-second intervals. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to break the toothpicks one at a time. I'm going to be keeping a loud count for you. So as I break them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to keep going. When you see my timer hit 20 seconds, you need to write your number in this data table part A. So let's say I have 8 broken at 20 seconds. I'm going to keep going. 9, 10, 11. When my timer hits 40 seconds, you're putting that number in there. I'm not going to tell you what the number is because I can't count and keep track and write things down. So you'll see my timer in here. It's going to be on my phone. And you'll see every time it gets to be 20, 40, 60, 80, we're going to go up to 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So these numbers should increase along the way. And then we'll kind of talk about what's going on with those particular things as well and what we're going to see. So there's that. Let me see if I can get a little timer set on my phone for you. You're looking for every 20 seconds. There are my substrates. And like I said, every 20 seconds that you see on here, you guys want to go through and mark the number that I'm saying aloud. I'll keep a count all the way through. So here we go. 1 enzyme per substrate, one at a time. Keep them in there. I'm going to restart that because I didn't like how that started. And we are going to see if I can get you guys a little closer. And we're going to start. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, and we're going to stop at 91. So there's my 14 points that we should have had. I'm stopping at 91. There were 100 in the bowl to begin with. So what were we looking at there in part one? I was the enzyme. I'm working upon the substrate. I'm breaking into smaller materials at a fast rate. So the initial rate of product formation was fairly consistent for the first 20, 40, 60. You should have seen like I had a pretty good number going through. But as you get up to the 2-3 minute mark, that initial rate begins to kind of slow down. Why? Toothpick gets harder to find, meaning my substrate that my enzyme is acting upon gets harder to find. I have a lot of product that was already formed, a lot of glucose molecules in there if we're talking about breaking down maltose. So what you're going to see is that, yes, we have an increase of numbers, but they're going to start to kind of slow down as we get higher up on our plots of our point. The enzyme is going to spend more time searching for my unreacted to substrate, meaning my unbroken toothpicks. I want to find more maltose to break down. They become harder to find in all that product that I have there. So the numbers of the product formation is going to start to slow down in between each of these particular intervals. You guys are creating me a graph. Yes, you should be doing them online at this particular point. So the graph tells you what you are doing on it. So along the x-axis is your time. That's what you control. Hey, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Seconds. Number of toothpicks you can't control. So that's going to be along your y-axis. So you guys should be able to go through, if you need to, go back and watch that video one more time. And at every 20-second mark down how many I have or how many I said there. We only did 91 of the 100 total. So we'll come back with part 2 here in a moment, or part B in a moment.